West Coast, East Coast. Let's get it.
It was a clear afternoon. The bitch wasn't capping. Right to the neck, just me and my hammer.
I don't want no drama, but I gotta stay ready. Bought the little bitch some fishy spaghetti. Hey, Teach, we might have to get rid of this.
It's in the way for you? Alright, let me see. You still buzzing?
Yeah, no, it's good now. No, it's good.
Cool. Good now?
Perfect, dog. Just keep it just like that.
Keep it perfect, dog. Keep it just like it's gonna be a bull train head. But
How long you rap, right?
Yes.
How long you been doing? How you been doing?
Yeah, I started like 2016.
Okay.
Started on
For
the
brick.
shows and shit.
Yeah,
I
for
started
sure.
taking it serious since last year. I had lost 2 brothers back to back.
Really?
Yeah, so that's when we started rapping.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped playing football. I lost my brother in the car accident.
Like,
And ever since then, I ain't been able to bring that monster out, man. Ever since then. It's a different, it's a touchy subject, but you know.
yeah,
But I'm a smart nigga, so I make way more money than I ever made in the NFL. I make now, you know what I mean?
facts.
Right.
You know, based off the connections and the money that I did make.
Okay.
That's really it, you know.
That's it, dog. Tap in.
Some motherfuckers. I've been shit. I was just sitting in a car with a nigga just last week. Man, played for the Panthers. He crying in the car, bro. Like, man, I wish I was as smart as you.
What are you crying
My
for?
knees hurting.
What are you crying for?
I'm popping 2 Addy before practice just to make it through practice, bro.
Right.
I ain't got nothing to do after I'm done. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Right.
I wish I was as smart as you and I could make something shake. Like
But you crying. What are you crying for?
he hurting, bro.
Oh, he hurt?
He hurting, bro. You know what I'm
Physically
saying?
hurt?
Physically, mentally, all that.
Oh, spirit. Oh,
It's a
man.
lot, bro. It's a lot. It takes a lot of consistency and willpower and a lot of sacrifice.
And that's the question
to
I
be a
asked
professional,
too.
bro.
That's the question I got for you too later down
It's day to day.
because it's not easy. Fuck working out. Listen, everybody struggle different.
Right.
But that struggle is still a struggle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker is deep, boy.
Right.
Sports. And that, plus, when that's all you know. So, hey, we're going to talk about it, man. Hey, let me know when we live, baby.
Okay.
Look. What's wrong?
We actually are live.
Okay.
And as soon as that shit go on, good.
All right. Hey, listen, man. This is Sports Betters Media. I am Hip Hop Mag. C11 Studios. I got a special guest in the building, man. Greg Gilmore. Let's give it up for Greg Gilmore, man. Right.
Appreciate you having me.
Hey, that's it, man. Hey, let us know where you're from, dog, and what area code you repping, Greg.
Yeah, man. So me, I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know,
Okay.
I rep the 2-6. I rep the 910.
Yeah.
And I even rep the 252 because you know, my dad actually, he's a Marine, 30-year Marine. He works for the Pentagon now, but he was in Cherry Point, New Bern, North Carolina for 20 plus years.
That's right.
So I rep the 252 as well.
Hey, that's ease. That's with ease. Okay. Hey, let us know, man. What high school was you playing at, man?
Yeah. So being from Fayetteville, I went to Southview High School.
Okay.
Way back when, bro, I graduated in 2013. It felt like forever ago.
Wow.
But I still rep Southview. I give back every year.
You young,
you know,
man.
especially to the kids, to the parents of the kids, and to every school, honestly, in my county.
Right.
You know, I don't discriminate. You know.
Right. That's right. Listen, how was that recruitment process, man, when you had left high school?
Yeah.
And went to LSU?
Man, the recruitment process is powerful.
Yeah.
In a different type of ways. Like, man, you know, from the media, there's no really hold on the media. So, you know, 247, ESPN, they're all calling your phone. Different writers.
Right.
You know, you might have 20 phone calls a night.
Analysts.
You know, wanna do a story on you and calling your parents and stuff like that. And then you got, you know, you kind of got to know which way to move, man. I went to a bunch of different camps. I went to a bunch of different clinics.
Wow.
You know, my coach took me to mostly everything. You know, shout out to my Southview coaches back then.
Southview in the building, type
you know, and that's what the recruiting process was. And then the other part of the recruiting process was, you know, seeing another man getting recruited, got more stars than you, going out there and competing. A big offensive lineman at a camp that's, you know, one of the better offensive linemen in the state. You know, and you like, man, I got to get one on him. Because that's important.
Yeah.
That's important for the evolution of yourself in your own game, you know. You gotta always make sure that, because the game of football is just like life, bro. I'm gonna have to bump somebody gotta move out, I gotta take some jobs.
Somebody gotta move out the way so I can
and that's the rap game, that's anything, bro. Somebody gonna have to take a seat, and somebody gonna have to be the alpha dog. So that's really what it was in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like the games, because I got 100 tackles every season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The games was the games. But I mean, the recruitment process, bro, it's savage.
Oh yeah,
it's crazier now with social media. I will say that.
Ooh, boy, it's at the next level, man.
We're building slowly. I'm going to different events. I'm networking, and we're having things come up soon. Where this summer, man, we're going to have a bunch of kids from every school in the county. You know, and I know that North Carolina is like, man, I don't. You know, when it comes to these kids, man, these high schools, they take control of these kids.
Yes, they do.
You know, like, and so I want to be that middleman that can come in and teach them and teach the parents, because especially with the NIL deals, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Come on,
these kids are getting paid now in college, so it's imperative.
Yes.
You want to talk about, I want to give my son a ride to practice because nothing's gonna come from it.
Right.
You can get potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars a year going to a Division I school like LSU.
Yo, that's crazy.
So why these parents need to know that, and so they need a source of the information.
They need a source of the
and if I don't
information.
know it, I'm damn sure gonna find it. You know, I know guys in high places, and I'm gonna find that information. So
hey, that's it, man. Hey, give it up for Greg Gilmore, man. That's good. That's good.
That's just my way of giving something that I didn't have, and giving it back to the people, because it's important to me.
That's
you
right.
know? I got a brother who died in a car accident. The best tight end, in the country probably.
Right.
You know, 6'6", 230 pounds.
Wow.
And who knows how his recruitment, would have been different if the hold wasn't so much on the high school to get him recruited.
Okay.
But because you got AAU in basketball, you got AAU in every sport.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, most high school coaches don't care about recruiting. They just want to win games.
They just want to win games.
Because enough is hard enough.
That's right.
So they need sources where, these players, these parents, and these coaches can go without the sense of, he's telling my plays to different people. Or, it has to be a community, man. And that's the problem, man. People got to come together and learn something together. And so that's what that's all about.
Hey, that's what it is, man. Yeah, all right. Sure. Now, I know your father was in the Marine Corps. Do you think that played a big part of your discipline, and eventually you ended up in the league?
I feel like, obviously it did, right?
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out the way that it did, because I was so self-motivated. Okay. My father didn't know anything about sports, about football.
Wow.
I was self-motivated, bro. Right. Me and my coach, I begged my coaches for my film, and we sat there for hours and emailed these schools, and my father's a career Marine. That's all he knows. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but what he did instill in me was a few things, such as the consistency.
Okay.
Doing stuff. And of course, I was a kid, I didn't know. But if he said, yo, G, you come with me, we going on a run, because I got to go rut. You coming with me. Yeah. And one day I'm like, yo, I ain't trying to do it. And that's the day that he really pounced on me and we get it done. That's how you break through those walls, getting yourself in uncomfortable positions.
That's right, Greg. That's right.
Putting yourself on, being comfortable all the time don't get you no money. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even when you're shooting dice even when you're shooting dice in the hood,
right, on the block.
You on the knee.
That's
you can't make no money on your ass, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Even to the most simple concepts.
Right.
Consistency and being uncomfortable, man. That's what he has really instilled in me.
Hey, that's it, man. We stand on it. You see what I'm saying? Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Now, how was it being undrafted, like an undrafted free agent? What was that process like?
I feel like that process is different for everybody else. I really do. Okay. I think it's player to player. Yeah. I think the main concept of being a free agent is, hey, I got here, it don't matter how. Yeah. What the fuck am I going to do once I get there? That's the main point.
Your next step.
People who sit there and they say, well, I'm undrafted this, I'm undrafted that. It's a pool of negativity that they put in their arm in.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. Take your hand out of that. Put your hand in the positive and keep going, because you might get less reps. Yes. You might not get as much as these signing bonuses, these drafted guys.
That's right.
But if you can't get sacks, and I get sacks over you, that's who they pick. It's a production league. It don't matter. They don't discriminate, so why would we? I want ourselves. Or would I put myself less than somebody who got drafted before I even got a chance to touch the field? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that mentality, like people like us, people who play, don't even think about the stuff that question you asked.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm undrafted. People who think about that aren't on teams. People who think like that aren't successful in business. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all the same. You know?
And the thing about being undrafted is he has more motivation. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He's in a different state of mind.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So he got more to go for.
And then you're going against guys who are first rounders. They're not first rounders for no reason.
Come on now.
You know, they getting drafted, they getting paid for no reason. You know, they're not just sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you want to talk about, you got to keep yourself in that high level of competition just like they are, because that's who you're going against.
That's right.
You know, my rookie year in Pittsburgh, I ain't going against Cam Hayward. He's 60 mil. I ain't going against Stephon Tuitt. He's 60 mil.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Those aren't
Talk
guys I'm going against. I'm going against guys who are my age, my likeness, maybe, you know, range of age, you know, 2 or 3 year guys. Those are the guys I'm competing against.
There you go.
You know, them guys are good. Them guys sponsor the air.
There you go.
So.
And what kind of motivation do you want to send out to the kids? Like, you know, just because you're not a first rounder,
right, or
you in the second round, talk to them, man.
I just think, man, there's so much I could tell you,
right?
You know, and I don't think that I couldn't even write everything down. I would tell them because honestly, I'll have to write a memoir, book or something.
That's right.
All the lessons that I've learned being undrafted, being a guy that come from the bottom and made some of myself. But I will say is, one, you got to be consistent, man. A lot of people get on YouTube, they get on Twitter, and they see Stephon Gilmore, they see Myles Garrett, they see really good players, but they don't see the body of work that it takes to be that. You know what I mean? You got to be consistent in your own game and make sure that your game is perfect before you go compare yourself. Oh man, I'm the number 5 D tackle in the country. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Man, they trash.
That's right.
But instead of comparing your game to theirs, find what you're good at and scale that.
Yeah,
be the best. You know, I know guys who only got 2 fucking moves and they use them 2. Dwight Freeney? Dwight Freeney made a career off that spin move off the dip.
Right.
He only knew 2 fucking moves. He's the best pass rusher and arguably of all, you know, in a batch of guys.
There you go.
2 moves.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the number one thing. Important to make sure your craft is good before you look at somebody else. Being consistent and being a student. You know, having a plan for everything in your life. Contingencies for everything. You know, like right now, you know, I'm at a 10 right now. I'm happy as a bitch. I'm cool as a bitch. I'm ready for whatever, right?
You in alignment.
But if I get down to that 4, what's gonna get me back to my 9 and 10? You gotta have something in place now. Don't be at a 4 for a whole month, and now all of a sudden, damn, I'm fucked up. What do I do? If I get down to a 4, I know exactly what I'm gonna do to get myself back to a 9 and 10 because I gotta perform.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I got shit on my back. I got pressure. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's that. You know, that's the thing that I would tell people. You know, especially coming up now with the social media, bro. Like, kids coming up, like, man, I ain't good enough, and I ain't even tried yet.
And you know what? Speaking on that social media, right, Greg, let the viewers and fans know how much has that changed since you was coming up in middle school.
I mean, I think that social media was
much
like,
of it.
Yeah, I think social media was like, you know, I don't think big companies even use social. You know, like. I feel like me going into college was right at the peak of it. Like colleges, for example, colleges wasn't looking at your social media to see what type of shit you saying. And people saw social media as a joke almost. You know, people was posting stuff, doing stupid stuff, and now they're regretting it 10 years later when they get drafted. Oh, he was in 4th grade talking about N-word, this and that. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't think that was that serious at first. You know what I'm saying? So, but now it's just like they got a recruiting department just for social media. You know, you got to go on Twitter. Like, I explain that stuff in all my stuff that I do for nonprofit. You know,
that's tough.
And I'm even transitioning to a profit. You know, I do have a for-profit company as well too, who you know, subscription based. You know, a lot of parents can't pay you $150 to go to a camp. But I can. But I can put you on a subscription service that'll ease the pain off of you on a monthly basis to where I can get your kid into all this stuff.
That's perfect.
You know what I'm saying? So I do have a for-profit as well as a nonprofit, but. Hey, that's what I do, bro.
Hey, that's what it is, man. Hey, that's great deal. You
gotta make something out of nothing, man. You gotta understand relationships. I mean, the last thing I would tell them, man, is currency, right? I talk about currency.
Go ahead.
And I talk about how the 2 main currencies for me is money, obviously. You go to the league or you trying to play a sport and you getting this currency, this money, right? But you also getting currency in relationships that you build. That's the second part of currency. Because I can call certain people up and I need a favor and it's there. When that's a different type of currency to me. Relationships, the way you treat people, the way you do things, the way you move. I'm not a type of leader that leads by anger. No. I'm a type of leader who learned how to do it before I taught somebody else how to do it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't lead by fear. You YouTube, but he don't care, you know. He feeling a certain way, cut it on. I gotta get it out,
Right.
You know, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, he don't be in a lot of beef. You know, he got a lot of personal problems, but he don't be in a lot of beef. He don't do all that fake stuff. He don't be going out showing fake love because it's part of the game. He's just real as it gets.
Yeah, that kind.
He's real as it gets, bro.
Hey, I am young boy in the belly.
Young boy's good though because he on his grind though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody hustle the way they do it, especially because of the way I'm doing things. I see like the angles and approach they are to sell their music. Everybody different, but
Right.
Yeah.
I see it. You know,
Hey, that's
it's
what it is.
calculated. You know.
That's what it is, man. Rap game in the building, young boy, man.
Yeah.
Tap in.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, I know you still young, man. You only 28. You got a lot of life in you, man. What you want to do? You still want to play football?
Yeah, man.
NFL?
I am going to participate in the XFL next year.
There you go.
They're doing an NFL collaboration.
Good.
With and so I was on the XFL before COVID hit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go back to that, man. I made that decision a couple weeks ago, man, and it's not because of the money, it's not because of the opportunity, but I feel like it's something that I can do for myself. You know,
That's right.
You get to a point where you're like, man, I gotta make this money.
Right.
I got money in my pocket, but I gotta make more money. I got family. I gotta make more money. And then you get away from the stuff that you want to do. I want to do this podcast.
Right.
I want to get back to the community. I want to try again and see if I can make some more tackles, some more sacks.
Exactly.
So I'm in a position now where I can sit back and like, okay, let me try it again. Let me spend 3 months training, getting this body right, getting in shape, and be ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So,
That's it.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
And speaking of football, what football players did you grow up, looking up to?
Well, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that out there. I know everybody in the comments, fuck you.
Dallas.
Hey, but look.
All day. Okay, I got it.
But that's just over the generation. My father's a Dallas fan. It's America's team. That's just how that was.
Good fact.
But
Okay.
I grew up watching DeMarcus Ware. I grew up watching every defensive tackle. I probably didn't do as much research as I should have. Like I said, man, I was coming up, man. I passed the eye test, got an offer.
Wow.
I had 100 tackles in a county that ran the ball 80 times a game. 100 tackles a season. So it was like I wasn't really receiving all the technique and who I should watch and who I should mimic. growing up, it was just like I'm out there, bro. To be honest.
Hey, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Hey.
for sure.
Now, tell all the viewers and the fans, Greg, how competitive is it in the NFL? I mean, just as far as keeping the job.
Yeah, I feel like it is very competitive.
Yeah.
And it's a like I would say like 90% of it's mental, man.
Okay.
Everybody works the hell out. Everybody strong as a bitch. Everybody fast as a bitch. And everybody been playing football for 10 years.
Right.
Easy. Everybody been playing football for 10 years. So
Right.
when it comes down to a mental game, man, they put guys in like me. They put me in for 3 reps with the ones, throw me against, Mike Pouncey and these other, big time starters for Pittsburgh my rookie year. And it's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Yeah.
If I go in there like, fuck, man, I'm in the ones. What's the call? What's this? What's that? I'm out there getting done. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because they don't discriminate. They supply pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't care who in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's. It's all mental, bro. It's all mental, man.
That's tough.
It's all mental, bro.
I want to ask you this question. What grade was it when you started to receive those college letters, man?
Man, I probably got my first offer my sophomore year.
Tough.
My sophomore year in high school, I got my first offer.
Where was it from?
It was actually ECU.
Oh,
It was the same day. It was ECU in South Carolina.
Okay.
Wow.
The Gamecocks.
Tough.
On the same day. So I would say ECU because they're from North Carolina, and I actually visited. I visited the Gamecocks too. But I did go to ECU. That was my first place I actually went and saw the facility and was like, giving that treatment, the football player treatment. I was like, shit, I'm that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then you see better and you see more. You want more. You want to do more, and then because that's a sophomore year in high school. You can't make no decisions yet. Just looking around. By the time 2 years go by, I'm in high school and I'm a better looking player, and I've got more technique, a little bit better, Alabama start rolling around, LSU start rolling around, Clemson,
Come on, man.
you know what I'm saying?
That's tough.
And so it's like, man,
tough.
now it's like, okay, now I gotta really visit these schools because I need to make a solid decision for my future. But
Right.
I mean, It was good, bro. It was good, man.
Hey.
It was good. It was about 10th grade.
Yes.
It was around the time when I was like, you know what, yo, this is my future.
Right.
You know, I had to get a guidance counselor. I had to get a tutor for my ACT prep, SAT prep. Make sure I'm taking the right classes. Yeah. And that's all the stuff that people don't even know in the background, bro. I could have been in the JUCO. I almost took the JUCO route. Wow. I was probably like 2 points on the ACT away from taking JUCO route.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so
right. That's right.
You know, I had to apply myself and so. Okay. But yeah, about 10th grade, man. But I did have some old heads on the team who saw it in me, and they used to really push me to my limits on the field, on the weight room, and you know, shout out to those guys too. You know, they really pushed me to my limits. You know, because they saw it. You know, sometimes even your kid, you don't see it potential. Yeah. You know, you got to make sure sometimes you got to force it on them because you see it before they do. So.
The thing about it is Greg Gilmore made his dream happen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? He played in the league.
Right. And I still got even more dreams.
Come on.
And NFL is just the tip of the iceberg for me.
I told you, tap in.
You know what I'm saying? like honestly, bro, like, you know, my dream is, you know, my dad, you know, I was actually talking to my dad today, man. I said, you know, ever since I started doing insurance and Build Financial, learning how to be a businessman, you know, it gave me, in 1 year, it gave me enough to really jumpstart my life and tell myself, okay, in 10 years, how I own that body work. Yeah. My dad said, bro, your body work started when you started playing ball. In my mind, that chapter was, I'm working on something else, you know what I'm saying? But everybody's holding on to the football. You know, I want to be Greg Gilmore, you know, former NFL player, you know, foundation starter, you know. I had a dream of like hosting my own nonprofit events, suit and tie only, invite only. You know what I'm saying? You know, calamari. You know, got a lady on the piano. You know, that's my dream, bro. That's my dream. You know, and so that's what I'm working towards, man.
Hey, that's what it is. Hey, and speaking on that subject, man, let us know who was your biggest motivator growing up, man.
My biggest motivator? What do you mean by that?
Like somebody person that you can say motivate you to
motivated me, or I looked up to them and got motivation.
The second question.
Yeah, okay. So I would probably say my parents, man.
There you go.
You know, if you sit back and you watch, first of all, I got a theory. Okay. You can look this up too. I got a theory that people who look up to athletes and look up to LeBron James aren't that successful in life. Okay. Because it was, you know, you look at LeBron James, he turned 18, he's a millionaire. I'm not knocking his hustle, not knocking the things that he went through, but it was just easy. I'm 30, I'm 27, about to be 28 this year, and I'm still working. My dad was in the Marine Corps for 30 years, Marines. He's still working at the Pentagon, still working. So those are the kind of people I respect.
That's right.
You know, those are the type of people who, because they show you the process. You know, it's not always I'm 18, I make fucking 3 singles and now I'm hot. Right. You know, it takes a body of work, and so I would say my parents. If you look at both of their families, man, it's just. You know, they actually took a gamble on their lives. My dad went to the Marine Corps. You know, my mom was a hotel owner, you know, general manager for 20 years before she gave it up. You know, so they got themselves out of their comfort zone, and so it was almost like I'm the prince of the whole thing. He's like, here you go, Greg. Here's this motivation. Here's this stuff, and now you can see, you know, what it looks like to get out your comfort zone, you know, and keep, you know, motivate yourself. And my dad, bro, the way he motivate me is different now. You know? Okay. He'll call me, like he called me today on the way to, hey, I'm on the way to the gym, man. You got on the scale, Andy? Mm-hmm. What you weighing, man? Hey. I'm on the way to the gym right now. What you doing? Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's type of, you know, every time I see him, he's like, hey, man, let's go run 1000s right quick, man. He'll do the warm-up with me, then he'll throw his slides on. Hey, that's it. And then count, and he can just count down my break. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of motivation, but he knows that motivates me, though. Facts. I mean, he can have a 5-minute conversation, and I'm jumping and started sweating, and I'm ready. I'm like, yo, I might go to the gym right now. You know what I'm saying? Dang, so that's the type of motivation he brings to me and my mother as well. You know, and so it's not like coddling, like, Greg, you're the best. They just told me, be confident in yourself. Yep. That's it. What you are and your ability, and stop looking at him and stop looking at you and saying, man, you got something that I don't got. You know what I'm saying? And start looking at what do I have that you don't have, and really hone on that. Exactly. Really hone on that. That's spiritual. You know, so the spiritual connection for sure.
Being a fan, man, of the NFL, man, Greg, tell me, who's like the toughest team you played against?
Man, I would say the toughest man I ever went against was in college, man. Honestly, his name was Quentin Nelson. He's an offensive guard. He plays for the Colts now. Oh, dang. He was in Notre Dame, and and that man he's physically physical. Yes, but he's smart. Yes, he's smart. You know, he's able to take contact, run his feet on contact. He's a smart player.
Yeah.
He studies his defensive tackles. He knew who I was before I even got on that field, and so I learned a lot that game. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and so. Man, I would probably be the best player I ever went against. I mean, I've been against some iconic guys,
right?
You know, offensive linemen. I played with some iconic guys in Pittsburgh and who they are, man. That
exactly.
You know, that whole culture there. But man, I tell you that in college, man, that's what I learned the most in college. Once you get to the league, man, everybody it's almost jumbled up. Everybody the same, and it's just. But you know, you do see some talent, some guys. You know, Joe Hayden, some guys who are just special on the field, man. That you just see like. You know, that I played around, so.
That's beautiful. Hey, Greg Gilmore, man, let's get it, man. Tell us, man, once again, man, when you wake up, who you do this for, man?
Shit, at this point in my life, man, I do it for my daughter, man.
There you go.
You know, my fiance,
There you go.
She's been with me we've been together 11 years.
Yes.
She held it down for me, you know, a lot of times when, you know, I gotta go here, I gotta do this, even to this day, I gotta go here, do this, you know. She's making sure that at home, my daughter still go to sleep at the same time. She got a whole regiment, and she's taken care of. You know, we put a lot into her. So, and plus, I want her to like be proud of the shit that I've done. I want her to watch this episode and be like, "Yo, my daddy was cool, bro. You know, my daddy was cool, and you know, and I want to be there for her. And I'm the type of guy who gonna move to whatever college she go to. I'm gonna get a crib right where she at because I want to go to every game. I want to be on the sideline cussing people out too, and hey man, you fouled my daughter in. Whatever she do, I want to be that crazy dude because and I want to and I do it for her because I want her to be comfortable around me and tell me the truth and be trusting of who I am. And so that's really it's easy for me, honestly. It's easy, you know. That was the easy question you asked me all day. Come on, man. That's the easy question you asked me all day.
I got you, man.
Who I do it for, man. That's the easiest one you can ask me all day.
Hey, with ease, man. All right, this is Sports Brothers Media. I am hip hop man Greg Gilmore. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man.
All right.